What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today in this video we're going to be rounding up and discussing a ton of Destiny 2 information and gameplay and a lot of cool hidden things you may have missed. There'll be absolutely no spoilers or leaks in this video, so don't worry. I think anything that could have leaked is probably already out there by now, so we may be in the clear until launch at least. But of course, if you do want to see all the leaked stuff, I did make a video late last night detailing a mountain of info, so that video will be linked down below in the description. It's your choice if you want to go watch it. Otherwise, this video is just going to be a good old-fashioned roundup of some cool things I found about Destiny 2. So beginning with something pretty cool and also quite random, when you kill the Fallen now in Destiny 2, Bungie have made a little update to the animation of them dying. So you may know in Destiny 1, when you headshot a Fallen, their souls basically burst out of their neck, and you got this white mist coming out, which is actually their soul. Now in Destiny 2, you can physically see their soul, and it's frozen in place, the same position they actually died in, which is a really cool little detail. As you can see here in this shot, this Dread gets headshotted, and his soul bursts out, and it's almost like a snapshot of his real body down there in the exact same pose. So it's a really cool little touch in terms of this updated animation. Now, on the topic of the Fallen, there have been some hints suggesting there's a secret Fallen race that Bungie are hiding in Destiny 2. Now, we know that Siva is, of course, in this game because it was on the colony ship that crash-landed on Nessus with failsafe. This concept art shows Siva, and also in the lore there's mention of this ship being loaded with a bunch of Siva technology, and then of course it crash-landed on Nessus, where also the Fallen Purple happened to be as well. So it's safe to assume there will be some Fallen Siva-fied in this game. Now, there was also an interview a long time ago from The Independent with Bungie. Now, they said, as well as the Cabal, Destiny 2 will also reintroduce 5 additional enemy races throughout the story campaign and the adventures that unfold in each of our 4 new worlds. So Bungie said it there, 6 races, meaning the Cabal, Vex, Hive, and Fallen being the original 4, and 2 more being the Taken, who we've already seen, unfortunately, still in this game, and of course that one mystery race, which is looking like this is going to be the Siva-fied Fallen, being that 6th enemy race. Now, Bungie also said reintroduce, so this won't be a brand new enemy, but one we've already seen in Destiny, which of course makes sense to be the Siva-fied Fallen. Now, there's a reason I've called them the Siva-fied Fallen and not exactly the Devil Splicers, and that's because there's no guarantee we'll actually see them. The Devil Splicers are, of course, what you get when you cross the House of Devils and Siva, but in Destiny 2, we don't have the House of Devils, we have the Purple Fallen House instead. So it's looking a lot more likely that in Destiny 2, we're going to have Siva crossing with this Purple Fallen House, and it's going to be pretty similar, might be a little bit different in terms of how they attack and what they do, but they are going to be slightly different to the faction of original Devil Splicers we saw. Now, something that Varric said in Destiny 1 was that every single Fallen House has splicers. So splicers are basically scientists that experiment with stuff and try and advance the race mechanically. And it's the splicers of the Devil House that experimented first with Siva to become the Devil Splicers. But in Destiny 2, we'll be seeing what the Purple House's splicers can do with Siva instead. Now, if you still need convincing that a secret Siva enemy does exist, there is of course this image from a brief second of an early trailer. This says, Siva corrupted Fallen have made their nest inside a crashed ship. We cannot allow Siva to gain a foothold here. So there you go, that confirms it. Some kind of Fallen have been corrupted by Siva. They specifically don't mention the Devil Splicers, so again, this is why I think it will be a Purple House infected, and we'll be facing them inside a strike on Nessus. So I think it's pretty cool that Bungie still have one more race they haven't shown off yet and kept a secret for now. They did say that some of the races we'll encounter in the story, and some others in adventure, so I'm willing to bet we've probably discovered the Siva-fied Fallen in an adventure. So the next topic I wanted to discuss was something all you Voidwalkers can breathe a sigh of relief for. Now, this is some gameplay of the fast Nova Bomb in action. We know the top option, of course, we call the Slow Bomb. That's basically the really slow one that tracks. But of course, the classic fast one from Destiny 1 is still there as the bottom choice. We just haven't got to play it yet or seen it in action. Now, this gameplay shows it, and there you go. Same as Destiny 1. No more waiting a week for the Nova to actually land. Now, Luke Smith also talked about his subclass tree recently, and it sounds pretty cool. He calls it the Devour option. Now, there are 2 ways to put yourself into this Devour state. One is by eating a grenade, so physically consuming your grenade, which you know you can do. The other is by getting a melee kill. Now, when you're inside this Devour state, any single kill is going to heal you, similar to Destiny 1, but this seems to be equally good in PvP and also PvE. So the top option, the Slow Bomb, that's obviously much better in only PvE, because having a big Nova that tracks enemies and splits off is much better for those bosses, and definitely not the Crucible, whereas the bottom tree is equally good in both of them. So there you go, Voidwalker looking good as ever. It's always been my favorite Warlock subclass, I just love it, and Blinker's really good in this game too, so I cannot wait to hop on the Voidwalker. So next up, I wanted to talk about Glimmer. Now, it seems the cap of this has been significantly increased in the final build. There have been some people here you can see have got 76k Glimmer, IGN here got 92k, and even this shot from some official Bungie gameplay shows 100k plus, which is a little bit weird. I'm not sure if that final one is a test build or something, but 100k seems a little bit odd. but we've seen dozens of people who went to Bungie get between 60 and 90,000 Glimmer, and even a while back Bungie showed off an inventory screen of 34k Glimmer, so it's safe to say the cap is definitely no longer 25k. But the question is, what are we going to do with all this new Glimmer? Because in Destiny 1, the currency became a little bit redundant, the cap didn't mean all that much, so I'm hoping there's a lot more to do with this stuff. Like if the new limit was 100,000 for example, and there's some super rare shaders or emblems that cost 100k, that would be really cool. But I want to see some expensive things worth grinding for, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Now, something else that happened yesterday was the release of the official Destiny 2 live action trailer. I thought it was pretty cool, but I do still think I prefer the Taken King one, which I thought was really awesome. I just really love the scene with the chaperone and shooting all the Taken, but let me know what you thought of it if you've seen it yet. Now, something really random and also pretty funny about these trailers is that they were actually localized based on your different region. So in the main US version of the trailer, Kay jokes about Gaul blowing up your vanilla latte, and then in the UK, he jokes about blowing up your cup of tea, slippers, and a morning fry-up. In the European version, he jokes about warm bread and lasagna, and the German version, it's currywurst and sausages. So they actually made little tweaks based on each country's version of the same trailer. It wasn't all of them, I think it was only a couple of those ones, but it's a really nice touch. Now, this live action trailer does appear to be the last trailer we can expect for Destiny 2, aside from probably some small Twitter teasers or minor things, but this is literally it. Now, on top of that, Luke Smith said they're not going to be teasing the raid at all, so no videos, no trailers, no clips. They're not going to be showing off the name, nothing. So we're going completely blind to this raid, which I'm not going to lie, I'm really happy about, and I didn't expect them to be so tight-lipped about it. I mean, every single raid, all 4 of them up until this point, they have always had teaser trailers showing little parts of it and sometimes bosses and stuff, and especially raid gear as well. But this time around, completely blind. The only thing we have are those 3 vague clips we got back in May of the Swampy Forest, the staircase, and also that kind of ventilation system. But those are ages ago. It seems up until launch, Bungie aren't going to be giving anything away, which I really love. So we have no idea what the raid gear looks like, the weapons, or the bosses. It's all going to be a complete surprise, which I think is amazing. We do, of course, have the conspiracy theories, but we'll have to see what is true and what's not about those. Now, I find this pretty interesting because Bungie did say a while back in multiple interviews and also blog posts they will be showing off and teasing and talking about Trials and the raid. They did say that multiple times. This summer, we're going to be talking about the raid a little bit more in detail and Trials and revealing it. So they must have recently decided against that, and somewhere along the way they thought not to show that stuff off, which I definitely prefer. Now, if you missed the official announcement yesterday among all the leaks, the raid launch date was officially revealed by Bungie to be the 13th of September, exactly 1 week after launch, which I'm honestly fine with. I think obviously more time would be better, but I'm just glad it's not 2 or 3 days personally. As well as that Trials goes live on Friday the 15th. Interestingly enough, that's 9 days after the Destiny 2 launches, so pretty funny coincidence that Trials of the 9 launches 9 days after the game itself, which is pretty funny. So in terms of the very first Nightfall, that is going to be live instantly the second Destiny 2 is out, so no need to worry about waiting for that. And for those wondering, also, the weekly reset is confirmed to be Tuesday still. Now, in a recent blog post, Bungie revealed the inventory screen for Engrams. I mentioned in a recent video how it seems that you can only carry 10 Engrams now. Greens and blues automatically decrypt when you walk over them in the world, but legendaries, exotics, and bright engrams all go into this screen, which seems to fill up with a limit of 10. Now, I'm assuming that once it's full, it goes to your postmaster, so it's not too much to worry, but 10 to me seems a little bit small. The amount of loot we're going to be collecting, it seems like 10 will fill up pretty quickly, especially with legendaries and also bright engrams picking up all the time. Every time you level up, you're going to get one, so I feel like 10 might not be enough. Maybe that's just me, but I think it could be a little bit bigger, to be honest. But at least it is nice to know that all your engrams are no longer going to be filling up your weapon slots, so that can remain clean and empty just for your guns and armor. All of your engrams are going to go to their designated spot over here, as you can see next to your consumables. So Bungie also went into a little bit more detail on the leveling system that I touched on recently, but in general, when you decrypt an engram, or get loot from a boss, or complete a level, or a crucible match, the game is going to scan all of your gear, so even the stuff in your vault, and even weapons on other characters, and then it's going to calculate your highest possible level out of everything on other characters as well, like I said. So really, it's a much better system, and if you get a really high level scout rifle on another character, for example, you forget to bring it over, it's still going to be taken into account when you get all of your loot drops. So Bungie also talked about the Raid and Nightfall matchmaking system, otherwise known as guided games. They're going to be rolling out guided games as limited access, a soft beta, so only a select number of solo players are going to be able to use guided games for the Nightfall on the 12th of September. This is going to allow us to slowly ramp up the players over the course of September and allow clan populations to grow as well, so that everyone has a great experience. So on September 12th, 30 to 50% of players are going to be given Seek access just for the Nightfall, and then later on September 26th, 100%, so all of the players are going to be given solo Seek access for both the Nightfall and also the raid. So it is a little bit confusing from this terminology, but I think what they're saying is as a solo player, as a Seeker, you may not be able to fully utilize solo matchmaking until the 26th, but I'm pretty sure as a clan you should be fine because there will be 30% to 50% of players solo seeking to join you. But there you go, a massive roundup of some really interesting and cool Destiny 2 information. As usual, making these videos takes me basically the whole day, so if you enjoyed them, a like rating is always much appreciated. I've got lots more videos like this on the way because there's still a lot to talk about, so make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on so you never miss a Destiny 2 video from me. If you want to watch another video from me detailing some new information about the Osiris DLC, then you can click the image on screen right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next one.